to be jumping right into the player introductions, Valdez, as we go to Bbyong. He's got some hype music going with him. He's going to be against Protoss today. 13 and 12 overall. 4 and 3 this season.
I like what you mentioned about Bbyong. Actually, with him on Outboxer, he faced so many Protosses on that map, and he was able to take a lot of those wins, kind of where he made his name last year, in Pro League at least. And he has played a lot of games. He's kind of been that second in command down CJ behind Hero, being that second hero, if you will, for CJ Entis. And he's been put out in some ace matches, and he has performed.
He lost 1-3 to Hero in SSL. He also lost to Creator in his only ZVP this year in Pro League. So not off to a good start in this matchup.
Yeah, and over on the KT Rolster side of things, we do have stats. He is 43 and 25. This guy is really turning it on. As you guys do see, he does get that yellow arrow. Versus Terran, actually one of his best matchups, if not the best. This guy's very good against Zerg and Protoss as well. He's really becoming a force to reckon with, and I think he's going to start making some waves, man, even in the individual leagues. He's really starting to push his way through. I'm
really surprised he hasn't got an upward arrow after, especially his performance in Star League. I mean, defeating Hero and Classic, that is insane in itself.
Well, he should get a red arrow, but those indicator arrows are pretty much only based on their performance in Pro League, and as he is 3 and 2 in recent times, he does get that arrow, but definitely look towards this guy. He is going up against Bbyong here on Foxtrot Labs. Let's jump into it. Down here in the bottom left in the red, the Terran player for CJ Entis. He is Bbyong.
Some sick passion in the crowd tonight.
Tons of KT fans, man.
Up here in the top right, cross map, we do have stats.
Stats. Don't say it too loud.
You gotta keep this quiet. Don't want to startle him.
He looked really focused, actually. I'm not sure if anything could startle him at this moment in time.
Yep. You know what? Like, the roof could fall on his head and he'd be fine. That is Kanata, right?
Yeah, that is Kanata. Possibly from his gamer days. Looks like he's actually explaining a bit of a game where he had to contain on another player. Not exactly sure. Maybe that was one of the pictures they were using to compare him to Faker, as he actually does look kind of similarly in that picture.
Maybe in his younger days, perhaps?
Yeah, he's kind of matured a little bit. Faker, a bit of a younger guy.
Now, looking at these positions, Valdez, on this map, I think this is a pretty good position for Protoss. When I look at it, I feel like they have much sort of better defense of their third base. I mean, they have pretty much just one ramp to really look after, which is directly in front of it. And besides that, sure, they have kind of like some airspace to their main base from the south, but overall, I feel like they can pretty much hold out to the mid game a lot easier than, for instance, on Catalina, or even I mean, it's a nice sort of defensive positioning in these sort of in these starting locations.
Yeah, you're definitely correct in saying that. I wonder what kind of style stats is actually going to go for. We already see 2 gases being made here, a bit of a non-standard trick. A lot of times you just see the Protoss going for quicker Nexus off of 1 gas and then making that gas.
It's going to be proxy Stargate, Valdez. Let's face it. Yeah. Look at that position for it. It's got to be so close, and it's going to be doing pretty good. I mean, against a CC first like this. Ooh, we are seeing an SCV scout nice and early. Which way is he going to go? If he goes right, he'll miss it. If he goes left, he will find it. He will miss it.
He's going right.
Right is wrong, Valdez.
In this case, at least, just going straight to the base of stats. Oh my God, it's Kanata. Possibly after leaving the army, saluting there. And it's not to say that this SCV scout is even wrong. The fact that he's going for an SCV scout, when he gets into the main and he sees 2 gas and a pylon missing, he's going to know something's up.
2 gas, 1 pylon, surely a proxy. And then it's just about what kind of proxy will it be. And he can be pretty much prepared for both quite easily. Only making 2 racks so far. No third racks. This is something to note. Normally we will see a nice and early 3 racks. Get out that bio count to defend against pretty much anything, including Blink Stalkers.
This is happening again, Moonblade, where they just continuously put Kanata pictures from his younger days.
His prime time.
Yep. Was a very handsome man. He still is.
Very early engineering bay.
Yeah.
So it looks like Bbyong making the right choice. Going to be getting the missile turrets in time. Well, he should do.
The only thing that just blind missile turrets isn't that good for is Blink. But
yeah, horrible for Blink.
It's going to be good against DTs as well as Oracle play. And thankfully for Bbyong, Stats is going for the Oracle play. It is quite early. It's already about done here. And the Stalker now going to deny the Scout on the Nexus. I think he just barely missed that. I'm not exactly sure.
Oh, I don't know. I think he might have seen it. Or might have seen like where it should be.
Yeah, where it should be, if there was going to be.
Yeah, so he might know it's going to be extremely aggressive. We are seeing the missile turrets finish in the nick of time. And Oracle not going to find too much. Going to fly up before he takes out those 2 Marines, which I think is a bit of a mistake because if he wants to be aggressive, he wants to make sure that Marine count is small as can be. Instead, going to be hovering above the racks, waiting for the next 2.
Yeah, it's still going to be hard. And like we were saying before, this is extremely aggressive. Nexus only coming down now. 2 Oracles are out. Warp Gate Research about to finish. He does finally catch 1 Marine, and he does deny that missile turret from getting up. He should be able to get another one. Second Oracle coming in as well.
This is kind of a horrible position for Bbyong at this point. I mean, I think it's lucky for him that we aren't seeing Stats go too aggressive, like adding 2 more gateways and just warping in and going for like a Blink Stalker Zealot Oracle all in. Because the Marines are not going to be getting to those bunkers again. Not while there's 2 Oracles waiting for them. There is no chance of a turret being made there either with them around.
Yeah. This is a very interesting build because with 2 Oracles, you kind of secure the fact that if you're...
He's running past. He's going to lose 1 Stalker, but still, that's going to be very hard for Bbyong to combat.
So a couple of Oracles are able to do so much damage. Trying to kite here is Bbyong, but not doing the greatest job. Only 2 Marines left over. And now it's going to force Bbyong to not be able to mine at this natural. 2 Stalkers in the mix as well. Doing a very nice job, but he just have to micro those Oracles. Here they come, knocking out those Marines super fast.
Oh, still just not enough, I don't think. Going to do a little bit of damage. I mean, it was 3 Stalkers. He got pretty much all the Marines bar 2, and he got a few SCVs for it. Didn't lose the Oracles, which is the most important thing of all.
Yeah. I feel like just the main thing is that he's going to open up this time right now for himself to just be super greedy at home. He's going to have Bbyong back in his base for a very long time. He's going for double Forge and the Colossi tech.
Does get a turret now. Next to the barracks. Still only 2 barracks. Third one on the way. And look how much minerals we see from Bbyong. Finally starting a 3rd CC, but man, that was a pretty awkward situation. I think he was really thrown off balance by this.
Yeah. He felt the pressure, that's to be sure.
I like the transition from Stats now. Going for 2 Forge and the Robo Bay. Not enough gas for everything just yet, but good transition. Obviously going into that nice solid late game army.
Ooh, nice. Oracle's coming back around. Going to be able to pick off 2 SCVs, 3 SCVs, and get the Scout on that 3rd CC coming up.
Just making all the right choices.
Yeah. Stats, he's one of those Protosses known for his very strong Stargate play. Him and Myung-Sik, a couple of those guys, loving to use both Phoenixes and Oracles to the best of their abilities.
Yeah, and from here, Bbyong just seems to be very far behind. Not only just from the harassment, just because he didn't make any production during that whole thing. Like, he made that CC way too late considering how much minerals he had. He's only adding his 4th and 5th racks now. Still got a bit of a bank to go with. So he's still playing catch-up from this point. I don't see him moving out anytime soon, or at least not until the stim is finished.
Yeah, man, like I said, it's just buying Stats so much time. He's going double Forge, Colossi, and early 3rd base before Bbyong. He's got total control of this map right now, getting the Twilight Tech as well, and he should be very comfortable from here on out.
It is a pretty ambitious 3rd base when you think about it as well. Like, he should be pretty safe against it.
Yeah, I think he's just banking on keeping Bbyong back in his base.
When you have those 2 Oracles, it's such a dangerous thing, especially when you only have Marines. Like, they can wipe out so many so quickly, and now that Colossi on the map as well, they are fantastic against only Marines. So really awkward position for Bbyong.
And it is Stim just finishing now. A very nice revelation on all the production of Bbyong. But unfortunately, Stats will now lose his Stargate. Not able to quite defend this. He's got to stay at home, defend that third base.
I don't think there's any chance of that going down anytime soon either, Valdez. We're going to see STV scouted, I believe. No, just actually missed everything. But probably safe to assume if you've got a Colossi just sitting out there.
Yeah. If you were on 2 base, you would probably want to keep that next to your Nexus, just be safe. But like you said, should have a good idea. He does have his own third CC now, and he will be moving out that CC to the third base location while trying to put on some pressure. Looks like out on the map, maybe some drops coming out here soon.
Feels like he does have potential, you know, to kind of bum rush these Colossi. There's only 2 of them, and there's a Sentry. It is on full energy, so it can drop 4 force fields. Now there's 3 Colossi.
Yep.
More Warpins coming in. I'm not sure if we've actually seen Stats locate this army either. So he could be very surprised in his natural. This could actually potentially do a bit of damage.
Yeah, if a couple more medevacs come out here, can really start to put on the pressure. But like you were saying, bringing down those back rocks, he does not know just yet. Only 5 Stalkers right now. He's going to focus down that Blink before it finishes. He gets it denied.
That is huge damage. Really going to be slowing down any more progress from Stats, as well as, like, it really hinders your defense if you're lacking that Blink. So we are, maybe Bbyong, you know what, he can kind of get ahead just from this small advantage, just stopping the Blink Stalker. Gonna mean he can drop everywhere, and the Blink Stalkers either have to be in position or they have to kind of awkwardly run there. We're seeing that double drop go towards the third base. There are Colossi in position, and we're seeing there's 2 medevac at the back going right into the main base.
2 medevacs in the front. They are going to get denied. 3 Colossi over there. Drop coming in into the main, but just too many units here. Look at that. If he had Blink, those medevacs would be in so much danger.
They'd be gone, man. They'd be gone by now.
Ooh, nice snipe there on the Sentry, but once again, with 3 Colossi over here, 2 medevacs worth of units is not enough. Uh-oh, one more shot will do it. He takes out that medevac.
Oh.
Bbyong not paying attention.
A little sloppy there from Bbyong.
1 lone Marine is the scout of the third base.
You know what? If it's in the right position, it could still be annoying. Oh, gets out alive.
Somehow.
Takes a Colossi shot to the face there. 2-2. Well, let's have a look here. 2-1. 2-2 just about finished, actually. 4 Stats. So he's going to be very far ahead in upgrades at this point. 2-2 on the way for Bbyong, but still a while to go.
Yeah. Charge does come out here for Stats before Blink this time. Unless he already got Blink somehow. Sneak it out there before my eyes, but I don't believe so.
No, not just yet. Looks like he's just going to avoid it for now. Maybe he's like, because he pretty much has gone past the point where you absolutely need it in the early game.
Yeah.
You can kind of just go for that charge lot to maybe gear up for an attack sometime.
He's kind of got enough units to pressure on the map to not really worry too much about the drops. And so that Blink is kind of unnecessary. He's got so many Zealots here. And Charge about 10 seconds out here.
Ooh, that's going to slow it down. But that is a pretty huge army at this point, Valdez. And I'm looking at what we have from Bbyong, and he does have a pretty healthy Viking count. I mean, it's about 8 Vikings. 8 Vikings for this many Colossi, which is about 4 Colossi. 5 Colossi now. You'd probably want a few more. And with this charge rods and this upgrade advantage for seconds more, maybe Stats can find a way in.
Definitely could. He's starting to now add Archons.
Ooh, I like
and that
this.
+3 to armor is about to finish up as well. It looks like he's putting a lot of chrono boost into that to make sure that comes out pretty fast. Wonder if he won't just hit with Storm and +3 to armor here.
He could, but he doesn't have to. Ooh, pulling the boys as well. Looks like Bbyong, he's gearing up for the attack, but it might be at the wrong time, especially when we see already Stats is posturing outside that third base. But here we go.
That is a huge concave, I have to say, but Storm not yet done. A lot of Vikings in the front doing a lot of damage to those Colossi and some decent tanking, but this is a lot of Protoss. Those Colossi are getting decent shots down, but is it enough?
I don't know if it's going to be enough. No Blink on those Stalkers actually really hurt in defending those Colossi. 1 remains for now, and we are seeing Bbyong get pushed back. There's simply too much Protoss. 40 supply lead.
Yeah, just able to push ahead there. attacks right with that +3 finishing up. Doesn't even need the Storm. He's just got too big of a lead at this point. And even without that many Colossi, he's just got such a big, heavily upgraded Gateway army at this third base now. He's forcing it to lift, and he's still got his own third base back at home.
Yes, he does. That upgrade advantage, that extra armor advantage really comes into play, especially when you have this many Zealots. Just so much tank. We have 3 Templar with this army now. Storm will be available for them shortly. And I feel like it's just a matter of time before we see stats break what Bbyong has left.
Yeah, man. No ghosts out on the map. This many High Templar and the Time Warps coming out.
Ooh.
Hugely grouped up Terran units, and the Storms are beautiful.
GG.
Stats able to take down Bbyong and secure the lead for K2 Rolster 3-1.
Ends it in style. Very solid play from Stats.
And that's the Stats we know so well. He's playing just ultra well against Terran these days, looking unstoppable.
I think he might be my favorite Protoss at the moment. I look at this guy, I'm like, this guy is actually ridiculously strong to the point where I'm like,
yeah,
he's beating the best now, you know?
And it's funny,
it's getting better and
to
better.
Say about stats, but his stats are actually beginning to reflect it as well. His win rate in Pro League is up around 60 to 65%. He's winning against every single race. He's got a positive win record, and this guy is just pummeling through every single person out here in Korea. Really looking forward to seeing more games out of this guy.
I think it just really depends on, like, if he can keep it up. Because that's the one thing with Stats. We've seen him before do so well in the past, and then he kind of just falls off the radar again. He's like, for instance, his WECG performance last year, where he did so fantastically well, and then like he kind of disappeared, you know, for the end of the year.
Yeah, but I feel like this is a bit more of a momentous swing. He's kind of actually doing insanely well these days, like even better than he had done in the past. And like you said before, as long as he keeps it up, we should look to this guy as being one of the best Protosses in Korea, actually. Put him up there, you know, with the heroes, with the Zest, those kinds of guys, even with the classics. He's beginning to make a huge name for himself.
That's right. Looking fantastic. Getting on to the interview soon after we have a quick rundown of the games we just saw. Sky High losing to Zest. Zest playing very strong. Hero defeating Flash. Not much of a surprise considering where Flash is at. Byol versus TY. Byol with a critical mistake on that third base. And then just recently, Bbyong versus Stats. Stats just played a magnificent game.
Yeah. All the Protoss versus Terrans were actually very interesting for the Protosses. 3 different builds and 3 different styles altogether, actually.